Are you a collector of anything? Do you collect art or baseball cards or maybe those little Hummel figurines? What would you do if one of your precious pieces of artwork or baseball card or whatever you collect got damaged? Would you throw it away or would you keep it because it is still of value to you? Hi, my name is K.A Bloch, and I am the award winning poet and author of 4 books that consist of poetry and prose. My channel here is called The Practical Poet, and I also have a blog of the same name at www.thepracticalpoet.com. Each week on my channel and on my blog, I feature a different poem from one of my 4 books or even some new material. And I also give a little bit of the backstory. And the poem that I'm talking about today comes from my latest book called Sow Seeds of Wisdom. And this is a poem called Broken Angels. I'm just going to go ahead and adjust down just a little bit. There we go. So I collect angel figurines. If you walk into my house, you're going to see a whole bunch of them. Just a little show and tell. One thing you might notice, or probably not, but I'm aware of it, is that many, if not most, of these angels are broken. This is one of my beautiful angels. And the vacuum cleaner, she sits on the floor, and the vacuum cleaner happened to clip her wings. The cord from the vacuum cleaner clipped her wings one time and pulled them right off. So I have them connected here by some yarn or hair ties or something. So that was a sad one when that happened. This one, I was having a delivery, and she actually had her arms extended, and she holds on to a wreath or a basket of flowers, and something fell from the delivery truck and it just literally lapped her arms right off. So she stands here and she has no arms. She's another one that I love that is broken, unfortunately. This beauty I got in Haiti, and I wrapped her in probably 3 pounds of clothes in my suitcase, and I took such great care of her. When I got home, her wing had broken off, and you can see back here, there's a nice scratch on her wing. But she's, we repaired her. She's still beautiful. And then lastly, I have more, but I'm not going to show you them all because we would be here all day. But this little beauty I got in Salzburg, Austria, and actually the church where Captain Von Trapp and Maria got married. And I had her on my dresser next to a little Sound of Music music box, and she was knocked over and her wings fell off, and you can see closely there's all kinds of different damage and stuff to her. So I was very sad about this one because me and my mom shared a special bond over the Sound of Music, and the music box that she stood next to was actually one that my mom had brought back for me from her trip to Austria. So very sad, but I still keep these angels. They're still of value to me. I could throw them away, and a lot of people do when they have something that they deem as junk or damaged. They throw them away, but I choose to keep them. And I was kind of inspired to focus on the poem Broken Angels this week because I was cleaning up in my some Christmas stuff in my foyer, and I happened to see, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a little piece of plastic. And if I look closely at it, it looks like an angel wing. And I'm sure that it probably came off a Christmas ornament. How it got into my foyer, I have no idea. But I took that as a sign that maybe it is a good time to focus on this poem. So, again, the poem is called Broken Angels from my latest book, Sow Seeds of Wisdom. And the point of that poem is that, like I mentioned, a lot of people would kind of throw things away once they're damaged. They may feel that they are no longer valuable to them. And I'm choosing to keep these broken angels, for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons that I'm choosing to keep them is because I don't know. I don't know how you feel about angels, but I feel like, is this some kind of a sign from the universe that every time I get an angel, something bad happens to it? I mean, I have stuff all over my house and nothing bad ever happens to, other things, but the angels always seem to somehow get broken. What do you think that means? Is that some kind of like a sign from the universe? Is there something wrong with me? Am I flawed? Of course. I mean, I am. Everybody is, right? But what are these broken angels trying to tell me? I'm not sure about that. And that was kind of the inspiration behind this poem. I started looking around at all the broken angels, and one day after the last one broke, which I didn't even show here, I just said, "What are you trying to tell me? What does all this mean with these broken angels?" And that was kind of the inspiration behind this poem. I started thinking about, how the angels are flawed, but they're still valuable to me. And it really is the same way with people. We all think and we all are flawed in some ways, but some people do refer to themselves as being broken if they've been through a lot, or a failed relationship, or a divorce, or have committed a crime, or made a big mistake, and they refer to themselves as broken. One of my best friends went through a really, really, really tough time, and ended up having to go through rehab. And she referred to herself as being, flawed and broken. And when I before I published this book, I typed up broken angels, and I stuck it in a little envelope, and I brought it to her rehab center, and it brought her a lot of comfort. And I'm going to read the poem in just a few minutes, and you'll hear kind of the tie back to people being broken and flawed. And yeah, we all are. We all have scars. We all have war wounds, if you will, especially the older that you get. I feel like when we're younger, we kind of look for some perfection within each other and within our friend groups. We all want to hang with the prettiest people, and we want to be with the popular people, and we all want to be, known for our perfectionism, and which is just an illusion, really, right? But we all want to, kind of put out that air of being perfect. And even these days in social media, people do that all over social media. It's a highlight reel, isn't it? I mean, people just put on the perfect vacation photos. They don't show the kids screaming in the airport having a temper tantrum because they don't want to get on the flight. All they show is, oh, we made it to Disney World, and it's a perfect day and everything's perfect. And they don't tell the whole backstory. And all of us have a backstory. So, as we get older and those backstories start to accumulate, along with our stories and our scars and our war wounds, and the pieces of us that we feel are broken and in need of repair, that starts to, as we get older, we feel like we're more flawed and more broken. But the truth is, everybody in our age group, or everybody that is living life right now, it has gone through some kind of experience, and we all carry those wounds with us. And I like to think about those wounds as kind of strengthening us. When like scar tissue, it's a little tough underneath. It kind of builds character for us, the things that we've gone through. And maybe we have made those mistakes, and maybe we do have those regrets, but by no means does that mean we're broken. Or even if we are semi broken, does that mean we're invaluable to other people and to the world at large? No, heck no. We all have things that we bring to the table. We all have different experiences, and maybe those different experiences can help us to, help somebody else who's struggling, and to kind of, help somebody who feels like they're broken realize that they're not, because we've been there, and we came out the other side. And so that was kind of the point of this poem. I'm going to go ahead and start to get into the poetry reading of Broken Angels. I hope that you'll stick with me for the entire poetry reading, but if you choose not to, you can find it on my blog. I will link it in the notes. And again, that is at thepracticalpoet.com/blog. And then the poem printed in its entirety would be under the poem Broken Angels. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple things here. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read. And I'm also going to take a sip of tea just to soothe my voice before I get into this reading. It is snowing out today. Very cold. We've had negative degrees. I think yesterday was a high of -6, and today it's snowing. So winter is definitely here. And on my blog, I have a poem called "It's Winter Once Again" that talks about Old Man Winter and some of the things that he throws our way. And so that's a fun one if you're in a winter mood, and you feel like checking that out. But anyway, again, this is called "Broken Angels" from Sow Seeds of Wisdom. And I am going to get into the video poetry reading, and I hope that you will stick with me for the entire thing. And again, if not, it is on my blog. Broken Angels. In my house are statues that stand so proud and tall. I cannot pick a favorite. It seems I love them all. But each one of these statues that greet me every day have one thing in common. They're all broken in some way. Some have had their arms fall off, and they cannot hold their wares. Some have lost their eyes, so they look forward with blank stares. Some angels now have broken wings, which also breaks my heart. Perhaps I should discard them, but I find I cannot part. Because these statues are like humans, we're all broken in some way. Some injuries are in plain sight, others we tuck away. We don't discard each other because we don't like what we see. Most of us are different now from whom we used to be. Most of us have damage and skin that may be scarred. Most of us are not unscathed because life can be so hard. But still, we're like those statues that stand tall every day. Broken parts and all, we accept what comes our way. We make the best use of our skills with the parts that are still strong. We hope that where we're lacking, someone kind will help us along. So, like those broken statues that I cannot throw away, I choose to look beyond their flaws to the beauty they display. And so, those damaged statues are anything but weak, for their flaws just help it build character and make them so unique. It is the same with humans. It should really be unspoken. We should not discard each other because parts of us are broken. So that was the video poetry reading of the poem Broken Angels. Again, just a little homage to all of my statues, or not all of them, but a lot of them that are broken. And I'm not sure what that means. I don't know in the grand scheme of things. I believe in angels. I believe in angel numbers. I always pray or say a little manifestation when I see repeating angel numbers like 1111 or 222 or 444. And I talk to my angels a lot, both my statues and the ones that I feel like are surrounding me. I really do feel like I'm surrounded by angels, and I feel very blessed about that. And I hope that you feel that love and that guidance too from beyond. And I don't know why my angels keep breaking on me, but I'm not going to throw them away. I love them. They have value. They're still beautiful, and it's the same with people, right? I choose to accept people in the same way. None of us are perfect. We all have those flaws. We can all learn from each other's flaws, and we can help, mend somebody who feels like they're broken, maybe with our words and our experiences, and even if not, just by being a kind person to them and realizing that everybody is struggling with something. Like I mentioned in the poem, sometimes you can't see the scars underneath. People, kind of tuck it away, and they tuck away the pain. And, so my second book, Scatter Seeds of Kindness, that was a big theme that ran throughout that book, is that everybody's kind of struggling with something. And, just pull out that kindness when you can. And I think that was kind of the message here with Broken Angels. We can all help each other, and we can all help each other to realize that what we perceive as being broken within ourselves is really just our own life experiences, and just helping to build our character. So I hope that you will take that message with you, and maybe next time you have something valuable that's broken, maybe you'll hold on to it just a little bit longer, and see the value in its scars and flaws and all. And hopefully you'll do that with the same with the people in your life as well. So with that, I'm going to go and maybe curl under a blanket. It's very cold out, like I mentioned. And wherever you are, I hope it's warm and beautiful, and that you're having a wonderful day. And if you like what you heard today, I would love for you to check out my blog again at thepracticalpoet.com/blog. And you can find the written copy of Broken Angels, along with links to all of my books. And I hope to see you real soon. And like and subscribe if you want to hear more video poetry readings. Thanks so much. Bye.